Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is old news. It's about 2 weeks old now, and I haven't really had a chance to get round to it. And I thought I would do it now as I'm winding down for Christmas. Now, this is actually interesting news. There's going to be a all-female version of Fight Club. Now, I know what you're instantly thinking. You bizarre haters that love to watch my channel. Oh, Mr. H, you're going to rage at this. You're going to cry SJW. You're going to do this. You're going to do that because you're a bigot. You hate women and you just don't get any poon. No, I'm not actually. I'm not going to rage at it at all. I am going to critique it, but not for the reasons that you think. Not even remotely, in fact. And I will talk about the original Fight Club because I think the original Fight Club and the themes of masculinity in the original Fight Club tend to be, for the most part, lost on a lot of people. So the reason why I'm going to be talking about this in a negative light, it actually is not because of the fact that it's an all-female Fight Club, but I'm going to be talking about it because the way they're going around it is not good, and actually disrespects the entire concept of the original Fight Club and the themes of masculinity being good, bad, and effeminate behaviour in the original Fight Club. So you'll see why. I think anyone with any sense will see that this is bad for many reasons. Now, the actors alone. I mean, Alec Baldwin is fine. Bella Thorne, fine, whatever. Malin Akerman. Yeah, not exactly a stellar cast, is it? Malin Akerman. People will sort of remember her, I guess most people from my channel anyway, will remember her from the Watchmen movie, Silk Spectre 2, all latex clad. And Bella Thorne, I think she's something to do with Disney. I don't know why she's famous, but yeah, there you go, that's Bella Thorne, I guess. So this is an exclusive to Deadline, right? And I do know it's old news, I'm well aware. But let's just get to grips with what this whole thing is. The original report is that Alec Baldwin and Bella Thorne have joined the cast of Chick Fight, right? So that's the name. The indie action comedy. So again, we're starting to get a sense of why this is probably not going around the similar direction of Fight Club for men. Comedy starring and to be produced by Malin Akerman. I'm butchering that name. Paul Layden is directing Joseph Downey's original script for The Pick, which is being produced by Yale Productions and Idiot Savant Pictures. A January shooting starts is in the works. Akerman stars as Anna, right? Who still hasn't reconciled with the recent death of her adored mother. She's just discovered that her loving and supportive father is gay, and she accidentally burns down her uninsured coffee shop after learning a thrown joint and a spilled bottle of moonshine don't mix. Knowing Anna needs to be abruptly shaken and stirred from her deep funk, her best friend takes her to an all-women underground fight club, where she encounters an eclectic cast of characters. Right, now Thorne plays Olivia, the club's intimidatingly perfect and most brutal efficient fighter, who quickly becomes a rival in and out of the ring. Baldwin plays reclusive trainer Jack Murphy, who helps Anna slowly rediscover herself, her inner strength and true purpose in the most primal of ways. Akerman is producing with Yale Productions Jordan Yale Levine, Jordan Beckerman and Michael J. Rothstein. Idiot Savants Anne Clements and Ash Christian, Tiffany Boyle and Elsa Rumor, blah 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 blah. So what exactly is this? Now, from reading that, that is the synopsis, right? That's a brief synopsis of the film. And reading that, you would think this all just simply appears to be, right, let's take the most simplistic idea of Fight Club. Because Fight Club is not actually as simplistic as, bad stuff happens, we go join a fight club. It's really not that simplistic. There's some deep themes in Fight Club, all centered around modern society, masculinity, and it builds, that's why the Fight Club happens, and it builds to the crescendo of actually masculinity is not so good. It actually poo-poos masculinity when it's unchecked, untamed, and is raw. So what exactly, I don't know why my screen has just lightened so much, but hey, look, here's my face. what exactly is this saying? Because it doesn't appear to be saying an awful lot. It's the most basic level of what people would consider Fight Club to be, right? It is, bad stuff happens, let's go and join a fight club. It is, and not only that, it is so comedically focused in this very brief synopsis, and I know it's a very brief synopsis, but even the motivation behind the whole movie. I mean, what? Her mother dies, okay. I don't see any deeper subliminal meaning there. It's not about, feminine traits or feminine behaviour. Her mother's dead, okay, that's bad. But there's no deeper subtext there, is there? And then what? She burns, her father's gay? Okay. I mean, what is that? Is that, again, mother dies, father's gay, she burns down a coffee shop because she gets high and drinks a bunch of alcohol. There's nothing about that spiral into, down a hole. Nothing about that particularly there screams any major subtext. So all this is doing is quite literally taking the most simplistic form of Fight Club and just going, oh, let's just turn it into an action comedy then. It's terrible. Fight Club has sustained in the zeitgeist and the pop culture world for so long because there's so much more meaning to it. There's a lot of meaning. Like on initial viewing, you would just watch it and go, this is a great film. Awesome. Great twists, turns. It's so good. But then upon repeat viewings and actually taking a look at the subtext behind it, you would realise there's actually an awful lot more going on. And that's why it rings true to a lot more people. So like a brief, very brief essay, right, is here. There's many you can find online, right? And I'll leave this one down below, but I am just going to be going through it anyway. Now, this is from the novel anyway, so the novelization, which is heavily... The film is a great adaptation of the novelization, and you'll see why the female version has entirely missed the point. Like, the ship has sailed, they're sat on the shore, jacking their jimmies, wondering what's going on. That's how bad their adaptation is. So the novel suggests that modern society emasculates men by forcing them to live consumerist lives centered around shopping, clothing, and physical beauty, which is in the film. The novel further suggests that such traits are necessarily effeminate, and therefore that because American society prizes these things, it represses the aspects of men that make men men. So that's that thing that people see initially when they first view the film and they go, awesome, Fight Club, raw, brutal masculinity, right? And yeah, it is true. And that's what it's trying to depict. It says, in short, the novel depicts the men it portrays as being so emasculated they've forgotten what being a real man means. Fight Club emerges as a reaction to this state of affairs with the purpose of allowing men to rediscover their raw masculinity. But what, according to Fight Club, is masculinity? Based on the philosophy of the Fight Club themselves, or Fight Clubs themselves, being a masculine real man means being willing to feel pain and dole out pain to other people. Now, for Tyler Durden, and perhaps... I'm not even going to try and bloody pronounce that name. Masculinity is above all a physical state and awareness of one's body and willingness to use one's body to satisfy deep aggressive needs. As such, the Fight Club offers the men a thrilling sense of life that the rest of their existence sorely lacks. Which is, again, very good it's very clear as day in there, right? So then we compare it back to Chick Fight, the cash grab. What about that, and that brief synopsis, is saying anything of this deeper subtext in the film? Nothing. Utterly nothing. Now this is where we get interesting. Like I say, this is why the film has sustained itself. But as the novel pushes forward to its conclusion, its portrayal of masculinity becomes more complicated. Right? Ultimately, the novel comes to suggest that raw, unchecked masculinity, so what we nowadays, well, it's not even what nowadays, but what most people would say is the most toxic of toxic masculinity, right? So that unchecked masculinity can be just as, if not more, harmful than an emasculated consumerist society. Tyler Durden and his followers in Project Mayhem engineer a series of dangerous terrorist attacks, and the narrator begins to see that Project Mayhem, with its overly eager embrace of the more primal aspects of masculinity, notably aggression and violence, is too destructive and must be stopped. And we see that in the film as well, like even the closing scene, right? There are phallus-shaped buildings that are coming to a crumble, right? There's so much subtext in the film that it literally, as the film builds to the crescendo, toxic masculinity or masculinity on a whole even comes to a halt. That's how it comes down. And there's been many studies on this film. Like, it's not just me spouting nonsense. There's so many studies on this film. There's a good dude called Folding Ideas. He did a fantastic, really good essay, very long essay on this movie as well. So it's not just me. And I love the film. I'm not hating on it. Like, I genuinely think it's a great film. But also, that's why I think that this is a terrible idea, because I think they've completely missed the point. And it is quite simply just a cash grab. So there you go. There's the news. That's why I think it's bad. I know people will still jump around and go, oh, it's because of this and because of that and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Fine. But there you go. What do you think? Is this new to you? Did you see this news? Did you hate this news? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think this has gone by the wayside a little bit. So I'm glad I could bring this news to you. And hopefully I've given you, I don't know, a better understanding of why I think this is bad. And hopefully, you know, we can all come to the agreement that they are entirely missing the point. So anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Let me know down below. If you want Pickled Snoke t-shirts, they are linked down below in my Teespring store. I know a lot of people were crying out for them after my Rise of Skywalker review. Well, you've got them, and they're actually the best designed t-shirt I've ever made, or I've ever had made. I work with a graphic designer on these things. So it's a one-off design. It's available for a very limited time, but please go and grab it. Support the channel and support me helping you with entertainment news and all that other good stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Mr. H. Take care.